Have you ever pondered the profound depth of Surah Al Adiyah, the 100th chapter of the Holy Quran? This chapter, known as the Runners, is a jewel in the crown of the Quran, a treasure trove of wisdom and guidance. Surah Al Adiyah, like every chapter in the Quran, is more than just words on a page. It's a beacon of light, a guide for life, and a source of endless inspiration. It's a compass for the soul, pointing us towards the path of righteousness and virtue. Composed of 11 verses, Surah Al Adiyah forms a part of the Juz Amma, the 30th and final part of the Quran. This surah was revealed in Makkah during the early years of Prophet Muhammad's mission, a time of great turmoil and uncertainty. It carries a powerful message, one that resonates with us even today, centuries after it was first revealed. The surah gets its name from the first word Adiyat, which translates to the runners. It's a term that evokes images of swift movement, of urgency, and of a journey. The surah uses this imagery to convey a profound message about life, about our actions, and about the ultimate truth of our existence. Understanding Surah Al Adiyah is not just about reading the verses, it's about delving deep into their meanings, exploring their nuances, and reflecting upon their implications. It's about connecting with the divine wisdom they embody, and letting that wisdom illuminate our lives. Why is it important to explore and understand this surah? Because every word in the Quran is a divine revelation, a message from Allah to guide us on our journey through life. Because Surah Al Adiyah, like every other surah, holds keys to understanding the world, ourselves, and our place in the grand scheme of things. As we embark on this journey of exploration, let's remember that the Quran is not just a book to be read, but a guide to be lived. Each verse of Surah Al Adiyah is a stepping stone on the path of enlightenment, a nugget of wisdom to be cherished and reflected upon. Stay tuned as we delve into the deep meanings behind each verse of the surah and explore its relevance to our lives. The first verse of Surah Al Adiyah begins with a powerful image, by the racers panting. In this verse, a vivid picture is painted. Just imagine horses galloping at full speed, their breaths coming out in sharp, hurried pants. Their hooves strike the ground, creating a rhythm that speaks of urgency, of a race against time. This scene, while seemingly simple, is a metaphor for the human life and its challenges. Just as the horses run their race, we too are running our own races. Our lives are filled with trials and tribulations, moments of joy and moments of despair, victories and defeats. We are constantly on the move, always striving, always reaching for something. This verse is a universal call to all of us, inviting us to reflect on our own lives. But what does it mean to reflect? To reflect is to take a moment, to pause in the midst of our hustle and bustle, and to look within. It is to question, to seek answers, to understand. It is to acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, our successes and failures. It is to realize that we are not merely spectators in this race of life, but active participants. Our lives, like the race of the horses, are not without purpose. Every challenge we face, every hurdle we overcome shapes us, molds us into the individuals we are meant to be. This verse is a reminder of that. It encourages us to embrace our journey, to appreciate our struggles, and to learn from our experiences. It urges us to not merely exist, but to live, to thrive, to grow. It is a reminder that we are not alone in this race. We are all runners, panting, striving, reaching, and just as the horses find their strength in their unity, we too can find strength in our shared experiences, in our shared humanity. So let's take a moment, let's reflect, let's understand, let's appreciate, let's grow. As we move forward, let's carry the lessons from this verse in our hearts. Having reflected on the first verse, we now move to the rest of the surah. As we delve deeper into Surah Al Adiyah, we find a treasure trove of wisdom and guidance. Each verse, each word is layered with profound meaning and relevance. Let's journey together through these remaining verses, taking a closer look at their interpretations and their significance in our lives today. The surah continues to unfold, presenting us with vivid imagery of a horse and its rider. This metaphor is a powerful reminder of the human condition. Just as the horse gallops tirelessly, we too are caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, often forgetting to pause and reflect on our purpose and our Creator. In the midst of this relentless race, the surah nudges us towards gratitude. It implores us to acknowledge and appreciate the blessings bestowed upon us by the Almighty. It's a gentle reminder that every breath we take, every beat of our hearts, is a testament to His infinite mercy and love. This theme of gratitude is not just confined to this surah, but is a recurring theme throughout the Holy Quran. Moving forward, the surah underscores the importance of humility. It reminds us that despite our achievements and progress, we must never lose sight of our insignificance in the grand scheme of the universe. We are but tiny specks in the vast cosmos, wholly dependent on the divine for our existence and sustenance. This is not a message of despair, but rather a call to humility. It's a reminder to stay grounded, to remember our roots and our ultimate destination. It's an invitation to let go of our ego and surrender to the divine will. The surah also touches upon the human condition, our struggles, our hopes, our fears. It speaks of the day of reckoning, of the inevitable journey each one of us will undertake towards the hereafter. This is not meant to instill fear, but to inspire introspection and self-accountability. As we continue to explore the surah, we find that it does not merely present us with lofty ideals, it also provides practical guidance on how to navigate the complexities of life. It urges us to lead lives of righteousness, to be kind and compassionate, to be just and fair. The surah concludes with a powerful message of hope and redemption. It assures us that no matter how far we may have strayed, the path to forgiveness and salvation is always open. All it takes is sincere repentance and a commitment to lead a life of righteousness. As we reach the end of our exploration of Surah Al Adiyah, we find ourselves enriched by its teachings. This journey through the surah has been enlightening, a reminder of the timeless wisdom and guidance contained within the Holy Quran. Let's carry these lessons with us as we navigate the journey of life, striving to become better versions of ourselves, grounded in gratitude, humility, and righteousness. Now that we have explored each verse, what can we take away from Surah Al Adiyah? Let's take a moment to reflect on the depth and richness of this surah. Surah Al Adiyah, often referred to as the Runners, is a profound narrative that encapsulates universal truths and divine wisdom. Its teachings can serve as a guiding light in our day-to-day lives, providing us with a moral compass and a spiritual anchor. At its core, Surah Al Adiyah emphasizes the vastness of God's knowledge and His omnipresence. It reminds us that nothing escapes His notice, not even the most minute detail. This truth can both comfort and caution us. It assures us that our good deeds, no matter how small, are observed and valued by the divine. At the same time, it warns us that our wrongdoings, no matter how insignificant they may seem, do not go unnoticed. The surah also highlights the importance of gratitude and humility. It teaches us to be constantly mindful of the blessings we receive and to express our gratitude in a genuine and humble manner. This ethos can be applied in our everyday lives, encouraging us to appreciate the little things and to avoid taking our blessings for granted. Moreover, Surah Al Adiyah underscores the inevitability of the Day of Judgment. It urges us to live our lives in a way that we can stand before our Creator with a clear conscience and a pure heart. This message can serve as a reminder to always strive for righteousness and to treat others with kindness and compassion. Lastly, the surah emphasizes the significance of self-reflection. It encourages us to introspect and to continuously strive for self-improvement. This teaching can inspire us to regularly evaluate our actions and to make conscious efforts to better ourselves. As we conclude our journey through Surah Al Adiyah, remember to carry its teachings with you and reflect on them in your quiet moments. These timeless lessons can help us navigate the complexities of life with grace, wisdom, and humility. Before we part ways, consider this final thought. As we've journeyed through Surah Al Adiyah, we've glimpsed the profound wisdom nestled within its verses. This wisdom is not just for contemplation, but for action. It encourages us to reflect on our own lives, to question, how do we conduct ourselves in this world? Are we running towards righteousness? Or are we swept up in the rush of worldly pursuits? Just like the galloping horses in Surah Al Adiyah, life too is a race. But it's not about who finishes first, it's about who finishes right. So let's take a moment to reflect on this. Are we galloping with purpose or simply running aimlessly? Are we living each day with intention or merely existing? Remember, life is short and every stride counts. Let's make them count for something meaningful. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Surah Al Adiyah. May its teachings guide us and enrich our lives.